Blessed risings, good afternoon or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show. And today, on this episode of Those Model Citizens, we will be discussing Mexico tests cell phone app allowing migrants to send alert if they are about to be detained in US. Does this sound like a get out of jail free card almost for illegals? It's in a digital app form, maybe? We'll be discussing this and more when we return after these brief messages. And we're back. This is an article, Associated Press, World News. I usually, like I said, I try to pick an article that says who the author is so that when they sound like a buffoon, you can go talk to them and not to me about it. But it's an Associated Press article. They have an app, y'all. So you're getting ready to get arrested. You hit the app, boom, getting ready to get deported, boom. ICE is on your hindquarters. They smelt you out. They followed the Pico de Gallo trail and they found you and you push the button, boom. It alerts the consulate, your family members, lawyers, everybody that needs to get on the phone, the horn to let you know, they got pinched, y'all. We gotta get it for them, P. Sound like we need something like that. But the difference is we probably just get blop blop, so we never get a chance to even push the button. Because we could get, I thought he had a gun. It was a cell phone, but it looked like a gun. He held it like a gun. You know them darkies. It looked like a gun. Border betrayal. Mexico's apt to evade U.S. law while FBA get the blame. While foundational Black Americans continue to face systematic bias, being unfairly portrayed as a source of social and economic issues in the U.S., Mexico is actively enabling its citizens to bypass American immigration laws. A newly developed cell phone app serves as a stark example of how other groups are given tools to evade accountability, further exasperating lawlessness while FBA communities are scapegoated and denied justice. Mexico's panic button for deportation evasion. In response to deportation fears under President Donald Trump, Mexico's government developed an app that allows its citizens to alert relatives and consulates if they fear imminent detention by U.S. immigration authorities. The app, described as a panic button, sends alerts to chosen contacts in local consulates, empowering immigrants to sidestep deportation processes. Features include alerts to consulates and relatives of impending detention. The purpose is it enables real-time evasion of U.S. law enforcement. It's being tested currently, and it reportedly has been successful in small-scale trials. So they've been working on this, people. Maybe we need something like this for the coons, and when we run into a raccoon, we push the button and it gives their location and what business it was and what leader this supposedly is, so we can all know who's cooning and buffooning out here. While Mexico openly supports its citizens in defying U.S. immigration laws, foundational Black Americans are portrayed as troublemakers in their own country. The irony is glaring. All while criminal elements like cartels, gangs, and traffickers exploit these systems to continue illegal activities. And at this point, they don't even have to exploit because the system is set up for them. So it's not really an exploitation if we were in cahoots to even set up said system. I would it surprise you if the cartels and the traffickers are the ones who are paying for this app, who even brought it to Mexico's attention, who finances this, right? It continues. The media and policymakers focus disproportionately on vilifying FBA communities rather than addressing the real threats, which are these killer immigrants coming over here. And you know they're coming over here and you're letting them because this is part of your plan, because you believe they're easier to handle and to get control. And you're correct. Foundational Black Americans are targeted for systematic scapegoating because it diverts attention from larger, more complex issues, right? Right? You don't want to deal with that. You don't want to deal with and we make it complex, but it's really not. It's really kind of simple. You try to use the word salad to make it seem like it's complex, and it's not so simple. It's very simple. You cut the check. You know what you did wrong. You cut the check, and that's what you do. Nothing complex about that. Nothing complex about stopping the border. There's nothing complex about that. There's nothing complex about that. There's various things that you can do. You find money every other place. You're already in debt. So don't act like you care about debt when you clearly don't, because you're already in debt. Right? So instead of addressing the exploitation of U.S. systems by international entities, you see, we're being real nice here on the Keep It P podcast. The focus remains on perpetuating negative stereotypes about our community, the FBA community. You stay doing that. Oh, don't you talk about them immigrants like that. We all immigrants. We all comes from some place. We all wanted something better, and we came over here as our ancestors and wanted something better. What about those that was already here? What about those that were brought here against their will? What about those? What about those reparations now? Because we deserve recognition. Not with your statue. No. Compensation. No, not your grants. Your grants is cool. Not your loans, not your down payment assistance. No. That's not compensation that we're referring to. See, they're complex. It's not complex. We've let you know. Cut the check. And what am I paying for? For historical contributions to America and continued. Right? Right. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Let's talk about how we're not holding accountable Mexico, huh? And other countries, right? For enabling illegal activities that harm American communities, right? Including FBA communities, right? But you don't care. You don't care. You let them come over here and do whatever they want to do because you're trying to curry favor so they can exit us out, right? Exodus out the black people. Exodus, not exit us, right? But exodus, right? Are you paying attention? Hello, McFlizzle, not trying to tell you what to think, trying to show you how to think. That's why we break down the articles the way that we do here on the Keep It P podcast, where we take news situations and everyday occurrences, and we show how one could or could not be keeping it P. And I am your host today, TZ Von Savage, in the place to be. I'm just trying to get y'all to pay attention. Let your mind. See, we don't sharpen our mind no more. We consume so much garbage. But what do you do to sharpen your mind? Your mind's a muscle. How do you work out your mind? See, but you let the media work on your mind, though. The media works out your mind. That's why they always try to highlight, look what the black people did. Look what they did. Did you see them? Them Negroes at it again. All while Mexico got a panic button for their citizens. All while we get the unfair scrutiny and the systematic scapegoating. All while y'all allow international citizens to exploit the American system that you won't let us even try to touch, right? You don't even we got to select a few. But they come over here, they get just here, open. Here's the open arms, take it all. And not only do they take it all, they take it all. Right. But I ain't gonna hold y'all. But what did we learn here today, boys and girls? What did we learn here today, boys and girls? They're trying to exit us out. What you talking about? Yeah, we done figured it out. And if you haven't, I just told you. But I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being off code. Gonna leave you with 4 words as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you care, if you dare to get Black empowerment everywhere. We are on all of the platforms: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. Come and take a look. You might get shook, but you might get hooked, but don't get shook by the fake. Keep it P podcasts that are out there. Love, peace, blessings, and Maloha. I gotta go high for show high. You already know how. Big brother, light bright, supremo, my T. Signing off.